Hey guys, Chris with Tillman Family Farms. Today we're going to work on something that I have been eyeballing for quite some time, and what we've always called on video our farrowing pen. We took some drought damage over there, and we're about to go look at it, and I'm going to tell you what our plan is and what the damage is and all that stuff, and see what we can do about it. Let's get after it. All right, so I'm up here in this farrowing pen that you have seen on these videos many times. This is normally where we show all of our litters of piglets and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna take the camera down and walk you around and show you pine trees are very susceptible to drought. And not this past summer, but the summer before, we had a pretty crazy drought. We spent tons and tons of money on hay because we had to start haying livestock animals or grazing animals a whole lot earlier than we have in the past. So, but what it did was some of these trees that are on higher ground, I'm gonna show you, we're kind of going uphill, but some of these trees, they just died. They just sucked up everything that they could and they died. So, and of course, pigs being in here, you'll see what the pigs do to them. You actually see some of them kind of right there behind me, but you'll see what the pigs do to them because they rub on everything. So let's take a look and see, and I'll kind of show you what I'm going to do. I don't want to do too much at one time. It's a little windy today. We had planned on cutting and burning at one time, but it's a little windy, so we're probably not going to be able to burn all that much today. We're going to try, thinking that the wind might die down, but I don't want to cut too much because what the pigs do is they push it everywhere, and I don't have another pin to push these guys to right this minute. So let's go look at dead trees. All right, so this little pile of stuff is just limbs and all that we've been pulling out and kind of stacking up. But you can see right here, we've got one in the midst of this that is already fallen from this. But these guys right here are as dead as they can be. And then its neighbor over here is dead as it can be. So this one tree right here is a persimmon tree. It's doing pretty good. There's actually 2 pear trees in here that are doing all right. It was really just the pine trees that died. And I'm gonna get over here. This is a whole nother cluster of them right up all the way up right there that have died. And after that, there's just patchwork in here. Like you can see back in here, this one's leaning. There was another one in here that was leaning really bad that we went ahead and pulled down because it wasn't being held up by much. And then if you see right here, we used to have a little structure that was just a roof, probably a 12 by 12 or so. As a matter of fact, if you look right over there, we took the whole roof of it off and carried it out of here because of all these trees. We were just didn't want the pigs to be in it and a tree fall on it and they didn't have anywhere to go or whatever. But anyway, we're about to start cleaning this up. Like you see this one right here. This is what pigs do to dead trees. I mean, they eat it, they rub on it and all kinds of stuff. So we're about to get after it, get the chainsaw out, get to going. So you can't hardly read it, but out here, I just found an old RC Cola bottle. And does not say where it was from, but it's a really cool find. Kind of a closet bottle collector. So it's full of dirt, have to clean it out. But it still does have some of the stuff on it. RC Cola, 10 fluid ounces. It's got the crown up there on it. So RC Cola was, if I'm not mistaken, was originated in Columbus, Georgia, about 10 miles down the road from where this farm is. So cool stuff for me. All right, so after running the saw for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, Jamie and I both decided that with all the stuff that was already kind of laying down and all that stuff and the little bit of wind, we do have a little fire going right there. We're going to try to keep it really small so that maybe this little bit of wind is not going to mess with us. If it does, we're super close to the house. We have hoses that'll stretch out here, so don't shame us in the comments for a little fire on a little bit of a windy day. Not even really windy, it's just kind of breezy. Anyhow, we're gonna get to kind of moving this stuff over that way, and we're gonna probably spend the afternoon feeding this little bee fire.
I need to go put that chicken in a crock pot.
Chicken in the crock pot. Take the feathers off.
Yeah, the feathers have been off.
Why don't you like my jokes?
Because little chunk of mom.
This rate, we should have this cleaned up by 2026 or so.
I mean, hell, just this little bit makes it already look better.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. A little secondary fire, so we don't have to take little small stuff so far. So there's all kinds of stuff out through here. That was what I was cutting a little while ago. So I guess we're gonna start trying to bring that this way and pile it up. The whole wind thing has not really been much of a big deal. Still don't want to get too big a fire, but we'll probably get a little bit more of a pile going. So clean up. It's fun. It's good for everybody. Man, who killed all these pine trees?
No pigs.
Drought.
What?
I'm pretty sure it's more drought that killed these. We have a pig that's come to visit. It's like, y'all are cutting me off from my water. So let's talk about the other elephant in the room real quick. So it is the first weekend of February in Georgia, and I'm hot. I just had to pull my sweatshirt off. It's a little cool this morning, but a week or two ago, it was, I don't know, still about 20 degrees out here about this time of day. This is what we call bipolar southern weather. We can get every season in one day. Welcome to the South. So I have no idea if anybody's gonna watch this or not. But I have other friends on YouTube that do these cleanup videos on their properties and things like that, and they get thousands and thousands of views. But anyway, so I've started another pile because I have gotten all of that original pile that was over there is all piled up and kind of burned off, and all the other stuff that was up through the woods, let's look up there a little bit, all that stuff I'm starting to collect and just bring down here and just kind of feeding this little secondary fire over here. So just kind of keep on steady cleaning it up. All right, guys, so I've got that whole area over there pretty well cleaned up. I'm gonna walk you through it because it still looks awful. And I'm gonna show you how much these pigs have rooted it up and why I'm even still worried about some of these trees over here that still look good. So let's walk that, and then I'm gonna flip this thing around and show you how we're gonna continue to work this thing through. And then I'm probably gonna shut this one down because y'all might be getting a little bored of this. All right, so all of this, everything that I cut up, it's all been picked up, cleaned up. But if you look, it still looks like there's sticks laying everywhere. And some of it is, some of it's small stuff. But most of this is roots. These are roots from these pigs. You see the way the ground's torn up. These pigs in here have just totally gone after all of this. And I am pretty well worried that all of these trees and whatnot might just die, but that's all right. We will get these pigs out of here. Probably going to be down to 2 breeders before too long. But look, even look up here. I mean, it's just crazy at how they've just rooted this stuff up and destroyed it. But anyhow, there's a lot of pine trees in here that I'm worried about. But as this gets cleaned up, as some more pigs go away and we get down to 2 breeders, we'll just start moving those breeders all the time with whatever feeder group we've got. And hopefully this will be thinned out enough in here and we can do, you know, silvopasture or whatever, get some stuff growing in here and use this whole paddock a little differently. So while we were talking about that, we're just going to step up to the top right here and let you see. I mean, we got trees leaned over, laying down, all this crap on the ground over here. I mean, behind me is probably about 50 feet to a fence line, and this pen maybe 80 or 90 feet wide. And I mean, it is just, we've had pigs in here for so long and didn't rotate them in and out properly. So we're gonna get this thing cleaned up, reclaim this paddock. All right, guys, so that's gonna be it for this one. We appreciate you guys watching. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing, cleaning up. For us, it's almost like springtime, not quite, but pretty close. So we're just gonna start our springtime stuff and start getting this place cleaned up and get ready. We're probably gonna be ordering some birds here soon to get our homestead chicken on, and still gonna be doing some pig stuff. We'll do some videos soon about AI and things like that because we're gonna be doing that for the first time. So until next time, we appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you on the next video.